Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel really stupid. I just filmed this whole video without pressing record. Ah! Today, I am going to be answering your questions which I asked you guys if you had any on Instagram. And I got a lot more than I expected. First question, do you get bored, and if so, what do you do? If my phone is charged, then I'll just scroll on TikTok because that burns up a lot of time, then yeah. But when we're actually at places, I can do things. But if we're out at sea, my phone's not charged, you sometimes just gotta be bored. You just gotta sit there and... Because, like, reading a book while traveling, it makes you feel really sick, like, trying to focus on words. And then most of our games, you don't really want to play them because you're more hands-on with the ropes and sails a lot of the time. So, the answer to that one is you just gotta be bored sometimes. You gotta sit there, just stare at the horizon, which is nice actually. So if you're not seasick, it's nice. When you first get off the boat after a long couple of days on it, do you get sea legs? Yeah. It's like a weird feeling. Like, when we were back in Sydney and we'd go on like things for weekends, I'd go to school and I'd feel a bit wobbly in my chair. But now that I'm actually living on a boat, you get on land and you sit at a restaurant and you just like, you don't even realise, but your body's doing this and you're like, oh, I'm rocking. So yeah, you do. And there's actually a thing, land sickness. While I get seasick, my mom's starting to get this land sickness where you've been rocking for too long and suddenly you stand on like a still ground, you just feel sick. And we met some sailors at Laurington that felt land sick as well. So, and I searched it up, it's actually a thing. I didn't know. How big is the boat? It is 54 foot long, which is quite big, and it's also a really wide boat. Like, most boats are not as wide as ours. That's why, like, our living room actually looks like a decent size. But it also has its flaws. Having a big wide boat, it needs a lot of wind to move, and we are super slow. Like, the fastest we go roughly so far has been like 6 knots. But yeah. How is distance education? Distance education is good but bad. And I feel like I say that in regards to me, because for my sister, I don't know what her side of it is, but for me it's a mix. It's good because you just have so much freedom. I have class Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday, and 3 on Thursday, and 1 on Monday if you choose to attend, and it's wellbeing. And you attend the lesson and then you just complete the work, and it's usually the amount of work I get. For example, geography. The amount of work I get for geography at the distance education school is roughly 2 lessons in-person school, so it's not that much. So that's why it's easy, but then again, I feel like I need to be challenged a little bit. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm going to come back to school and be a bit behind, but we don't know about that yet. How long will you stay on a boat? I will stay on a boat for a year at the moment. We're going to try and sail up to the Whitsundays in the top of Queensland kind of area before cyclone season, which is like November, and then we'll try and head back down. I think that's the plan. But if we're at November and we want to keep going, we could cross over to Indonesia. But that would be extending the trip a lot longer, and I don't think I want that because I'd be starting year 11. And I think that'd be a bit too much. What is your favourite part about being on a boat? My favourite part is the freedom because, like I said, the school doesn't take very long, so I can go to the beach with my sister, or when we're at nice places I can actually just jump in the water and do other things other than sit at my laptop screen. What is your least favourite part about being on the boat? My least favourite part is definitely being lonely. I'm a very outgoing person to function, and so when you're just suddenly left alone for quite a long time, it's not very enjoyable. Like, I have my family, but they're most of the time doing their own things, and like, you see them 24/7, you kind of just want a different face. as harsh as it sounds. Do you ever get tired of just sitting around while you are traveling? While I am traveling, I am one of three things: seasick, bored, or tired. And none of them are really that great. So you just gotta be bored or you gotta be tired, and then there's nothing you can do about seasickness. You just sit there and you have to. So, yeah. How's your book share going like? What this person means is, I brought 3 books, and those 3 books I can read, and then once you finish reading them, you probably want to read something else, so you can trade with other sailors, and that's a books like swap thing, so you can have different books. Okay, I'm generally curious about this, but what happens to the toilet duct? We have 2 toilets, an electronic one, which is right there, and one at the back, which is a pump one. They go into the tanks where we can dispose it 2 ways. You're allowed to dispose it out in the ocean, but it can't be like near land. You have to go out like further away. Or you can dispose it at marinas, which we've been doing because our boat can park at a marina, like in the Newcastle vlog. That's where we were. That's how you can dispose and fill up water and fill up fuel. For future, if you start a family, would you like to take them on a boating adventure? When you say boating adventure, are you talking about a trip like this one? Because if it was a trip like this one, probably not. I don't know, it might be too much for me. I was against this whole thing at the start, so yeah. If it's a boating adventure like in Sydney Harbour or something, maybe. Do you miss your aunties? Yes, I do miss you. What do you miss about not living on a boat? Hot showers. I'm going to go around and ask everybody that question, and you can get everyone's answer.
Yeah, motorcycle riding. I don't really miss anything on land at the moment.
Wi-Fi. There we go. There's everybody's answers for you. Do you get a good sleep on the boat? Also miss you loads. I miss you too. Depends. Coffs Harbour. I didn't actually film that one because it just wasn't worth filming. That was between Laurington and where we are now. Why am I forgetting where we are? Iluka, Yamba. So, between Laurington and Yamba, we stopped at Coffs Harbour, but I did not film that. Coffs Harbour was rough. The boat just did not sit, the boat, I don't mind rocking, boats rock. But Coffs Harbour was literally, terrible. So that sleep, not really great. But the sleep I'm getting here, it's like on land. This bay is completely still, so it depends. What happens if there's a storm and you're in the middle of the sea? Hopefully that doesn't happen. We plan before we sail, you checking the wind, the tides, the swell, and the weather to check that it's not going to be really rough. Right now, New South Wales, I'll see if I can put up a map, but New South Wales doesn't have very many ports. There's Sydney, Newcastle, all the ones we've stopped at, but they're really spaced out. Once you get to Queensland, they're a lot closer, all the little bays you can go into to hide away from stuff like that. Where does the water come from? We have tanks underneath our boat, and they hold 1,100 litres, I think, yeah. And 3 20-litre jerry cans that are made for water, which we can fill up at places when we're wharf somewhere. But when we're not, we can use the tank water, and you can fill that up at a marina. Who is the captain of the boat? My dad is the captain of the boat, but he and I are the only 2 with our boat licence. My mum and sister don't have it, so technically we're the 2 that can steer it. Okay, the final question for today is, how much clothes do you have? Not very many. You probably see me rewear a lot of the same clothes. You probably see that yellow shirt, this blue one, the same round shorts, because we cannot really bring that much. The washing is a little blue tub, and you just put your stuff in there, the water and the powder, and it sloshes around while the boat rocks. And we try not to do washing so often. I have about 1 dress, 2 jumpers, 5 shirts, 5 shorts, a long pants and a jacket, something like that. and then all your undergarments. But yeah, not much. This person asked internet ? Yeah, we don't have that. We use hotspot and data, and you probably think that's quite costly, which it is, but then again, we're not like on LAN you'd be paying for rent or whatever you pay or something like that, so really it balances out. And we use hotspot mainly for school, this YouTube video that I'll put up, and then other stuff if we have extra. Sorry if I didn't answer your questions today. You either put it in a bit too late after I filmed the video, or it was a repeater. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed watching. Bye!